with coverage you can count on. This is the Erie News NOWCAST.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Allen. Thanks for joining us for tonight's edition of the Erie News NOWCAST. We begin tonight with announcements from President Biden. In his address today, the president is issuing an order requiring businesses with more than 100 employees to vaccinate all of their workers or have them tested for COVID-19 weekly. We got reaction from local corporations who will have to implement these changes. First, we caught up with the Manufacturer and Business Association. They work with several types of larger businesses. In a time when it's hard to get people to join the workforce again, they say this will only deter potential employees from coming back. But Jim Berlin, CEO of Logistics Plus, says this is a good thing. They've already been pushing their employees to get the shot, so the president's new order will only help with their vaccination efforts.
And this helps because everyone needs to get it now. Before you're kind of a little worried about putting too much pressure on people and then they take a stand and leave. This makes it a lot easier to get everyone to do it. We've had a pretty aggressive program for a long time to get people vaccinated, but this will only help that.
And tonight at 11, hear more from these businesses and what their next steps are. With President Biden rolling out details on a major plan to combat COVID-19 here in the United States, here are the big three takeaways from the president's address. First, expanded vaccine mandates. The White House is requiring all federal workers as well as workers from companies the government hires to be vaccinated. No longer can they opt out and get weekly tests instead. Second, expanded free testing. President Biden says he's focused on keeping kids in school, and he says testing is a big part of that. So he's calling for expansions to free testing programs, hoping to catch infections early and keep them spreading among school children, forcing schools to shut down. And finally, clarity on vaccine booster shots. Now, last month, the president promised booster shots for all Americans starting September 20th. But major vaccine makers say they may not have approved boosters by then, so rollout of the program may be delayed. Tonight, the president pleaded with the nation.
This is a pandemic of the unvaccinated, and it's caused by the fact that despite America having unprecedented and successful vaccination program, despite the fact that for almost 5 months, free vaccines have been available in 80,000 different locations, we still have nearly 80 million Americans who have failed to get the shot.
And new tonight, Cambridge Springs Junior-Senior High School is closing for the next 5 days. Officials there are hoping to slow the spread of COVID-19 among the student body. School leaders say at least 10 students have the virus and 4 more are awaiting test results. Another 62 students are out of school, quarantining after possible exposures. Now, just a week into the school year, leaders say the football, soccer, cheer, and cross-country teams are already affected. So the school is closing until next Tuesday, the 14th. Students will learn online through Google Classroom, and all extracurricular activities, including sports, are canceled until then. As for COVID-19 cases locally in our region, cases remain high. According to the latest state data, Erie County saw 64 new cases today. Crawford saw 55 and Warren saw 22 new cases. COVID cases are averaging around 75 new cases per day in Erie County. Now, that surge in COVID-19 cases has not slowed down. Meantime, vaccines in our region are up after the holiday weekend. Erie County alone has vaccinated about 59% of all eligible people. We have all this information on our website at erienewsnow.com. U.S. Representative Mike Kelly is among 4 members under investigation by the House Ethics Committee. The Pittsburgh Post-Gazette reports Kelly was pushing the Trump administration to investigate foreign steel imports. The representative's wife bought stock in a Pennsylvania steel company days before the Department of Commerce announced an investigation. Now, Kelly's office did not respond to a request for comment. Roll call said the nonpartisan Office of Congressional Ethics has already investigated each case and determined there was reason to believe a violation has happened. The office cannot discipline members or issue subpoenas, unlike the House Ethics Committee. In a letter Tuesday, the Ethics Committee said it will announce its course of action on or before October 21st. Changing gears a little bit now, a pair of Mercyhurst hockey alumni will lace up their skates once again tonight, playing for a very special reason. 2014 graduate Dan O'Donohue and 2015 grad Matt Zay will play in the Hockey Heroes game tonight in Madison Square Garden. The game pits the New York City Fire Department against the police department, all to honor emergency responders lost 20 years ago on 9/11. These two best friends will play opposite of each other tonight, but their former head coach said he is proud of how the two have developed into great men away from the ice.
You know, those are my heroes, you know. I mean, they lay it on the line every day. They run into danger when guys like me are running away from danger. And, you know, I think we all owe all of our first responders, you know, a measure of debt here because, you know, they keep us safe and, you know, we're able to sleep at night because they're doing what they're doing.
Very exciting game there. That game will air tonight at 8 p.m. Now, former Pennsylvania Governor Tom Ridge has made his first public appearance since suffering a stroke back in June. Ridge released this video this morning commemorating the 20th anniversary of the September 11th terror attacks on Saturday. He was governor that day and visited the Flight 93 crash site in Shanksville just hours after the attack. Ridge later became the first Department of Homeland Security secretary following 9/11. He later served as the honorary co-chair of the fundraising effort that led to the construction of the Flight 93 National Memorial.
At our country's worst moment, we survived on a uniquely American diet of kindness, generosity, and compassion. You may not find those words in any national security plan, but I can assure you, those concepts are just as critical to our national resilience as any component of our national defense.
Now, you can watch Governor Ridge's full remarks on our website at erienewsnow.com. Turning now to football season, the Pittsburgh Steelers and linebacker TJ Watt have agreed to a record-breaking extension. The Steelers and Watt have agreed to terms on a 4-year, $112 million contract. $80 million of that contract is fully guaranteed. The new deal will pay Watt just over $28 million per season, making him the highest-paid defensive player. Watt was in year 4 of his rookie deal and had just returned yesterday to full team practice. A little bit of interesting news here. If you're going to a Penn State football game this year, PennDOT wants to help make your drive as smooth as possible. So check this out. It's expanding its PA 511 program, asking travelers to plan their trips on the PA 511 site. The Thursday before each game in State College, you can log in and see real-time traffic, conditions, weather forecasts, and even an updated parking map at Beaver Stadium. Now, the Lions' first home game is this Saturday against Ball State. Kickoff is slated for 3:30. Thanks for joining us for this edition of the Erie News Nowcast. Join us for our next news at 10 p.m. on the CW and 11 p.m. on WICU and WSEE. Have a great night.